Hello and welcome you all. Let's start our discussion and solve question paper of CUCT 2016. Question number 26. Which of the following statement is correct for NaCl crystal structure? देखो एक बार सारे ऑप्शन चेक कर लो, जैसे कि इट इज ए सिंपल क्यूबिक लैटिस विथ वन आयन बेसिस, इट इज ए फेस सेंटर क्यूबिक लैटिस विथ टू आयन बेसिस। तो देखो जैसे कि हमें पता है सोडियम क्लोराइड इज ए फेस सेंटर क्यूबिक लैटिस, it a face center cubic lattice with two ion bases Na plus and Cl minus. So your correct option is option B. Question number 27. The first derivative of Fermi-Dirac distribution function with respect to energy is a Dirac delta function. Let us discuss that. So your first derivative of Fermi-Dirac distribution function with respect to energy is a direct delta function. So your correct option is option A. देखो जैसे कि हम बोल रहे हैं कि डायरेक्ट डेल्टा फंक्शन है, तो फर्स्ट लेट अस सी द प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ डायरेक्ट डेल्टा फंक्शन. वी नो दैट डायरेक्ट डेल्टा फंक्शन लेट डिफाइन लाइक दिस कि x minus a equal to very high value, let it to be infinite at x equal to a or equal to 0 at x not equal to a. So in this way we define direct delta function. So now next let us find the first derivative of Fermi-Dirac distribution function. We know that the Fermi-Dirac distribution function is given by 1 by 1 plus exponential e minus ef by kb t, or you can write like this 1 by 1 plus exponential beta e minus ef, where beta equal to 1 by kbt. So we will check this first derivative of Fermi-Dirac function with respect to energy at low temperature. Okay, at low temperature, that means t tends to 0, so beta will be tends to infinity. Okay, so now let us calculate first derivative of Fermi-Dirac function with respect to energy. It will give you 1 plus exponential beta e minus ef whole square minus beta exponential beta e minus ef. Now this is your first derivative of Fermi-Dirac function with respect to energy. Now let us check for E equal to ef at low temperature. So at E equal to ef, first derivative of Fermi-Dirac function equal to minus beta by 4, बस E equal to ef यूज करो, ठीक है, और it will be tends to infinity for beta tends to infinity. Okay, now next for E not equal to ef, that is limit beta tends to infinity, first derivative of Fermi-Dirac function with respect to energy will give you 0. Okay, so from this two statement we can conclude that limit beta tends to infinity del fe by del e equal to minus direct delta e minus e f. So first derivative of Fermi-Dirac distribution function with respect to energy is a direct delta function. So you can also check for Bose-Einstein distribution function. Okay, so your correct option is option A. Question number 28. Which of the following theorem allows us to convert line integral into surface integral or vice versa? देखो सारे ऑप्शन एक बार चेक कर लो, स्टोक्स थ्योरम, गॉस थ्योरम, ग्रीन्स थ्योरम, ब्लॉच थ्योरम, एंड देखो ये पूछ क्या रहा है, which converts a line integral into surface integral or vice versa, that means a surface integral into a line integral. So That is our Stokes theorem. For any vector field A, Stokes theorem states that closed line integral A dot dl equal to cor A ds. So your correct option is option A. Question number 29. The half-life and mean life of a radioactive element whose decay constant is 4.28 into 10 to the power minus 4 per year are respectively. देखो decay constant is given. Now we have to find half life and mean life, and we know the relation between half life and decay constant. Half life T half is given as 0.693 by lambda. So from here we can calculate half life. Similarly, mean life is given by reciprocal of decay constant. So using this mathematical expression we can calculate half life and mean life. Now half life T half equal to 0.693 by 4.28 into 10 to the power minus 4 year. So you can calculate it by using your calculator. It is equal to 1619.15 years. Okay, so next let us calculate mean life. Mean life tau equal to reciprocal of decay constant, that is 1 by 4.28 into 10 to the power minus 4 year, that is equal to 2336.44 years. So now check your option. So your correct option is option B. 30. In Newton's rings experiment, diameter of ninth dark ring is 3 mm. The diameter of this ring, when placed a liquid of refractive index 1.44 between the lens and the glass plate, is. See, in Newton's ring experiment, radius of a dark ring is given by Rn equal to square root under n lambda r, where n is the order of the ring, lambda is the wavelength of the light used, and r is the radius of the plano-convex lens. See, in Newton's rings experiment, a plano-convex lens is placed over a glass plate. Okay, so and this is the radius of the dark ring when there is air medium between the plano-convex lens and glass plate. Okay, so from here we can write the diameter of the dark ring. Diameter of the dark ring is 2 times of radius, that is 2 square root under n lambda r, or dn square will be equal to 4 n lambda r, and this is when there is air medium between glass plate and plano-convex lens. So I am writing it to be A. Okay, for air medium. And it is given that in air medium the diameter of the ninth dark ring is equal to 3 millimeter. Next, now according to question, now there is a liquid of some refractive index between this glass plate and plano-convex lens. Now we know that for any medium other than air medium, the radius of the dark ring is given by n lambda r by mu, where mu is the refractive index of that medium. So from here we can write diameter of dark ring for given medium, liquid medium, will be equal to 4 n lambda r by mu. Mu is the refractive index of the given liquid medium. Now we have to find diameter when there is liquid between the glass plate and the plano-convex lens. So देखो ये दोनों फॉर्मूला को बस कंपेयर करो, जैसे कि लेट इट बी इक्वेशन 1 एंड दिस इज इक्वेशन 2। देखो इसमें जो ये एयर मीडियम के लिए ये डायमीटर हमें पता है, बस ये कैलकुलेट करना है। ठीक है, देखो फॉर सेम ऑर्डर तो n इक्वल है, लैम्बडा सेम है और रेडियस r भी सेम है, तो बस वहाँ से कंपेयर करो और ये फॉर लिक्विड मीडियम ये डायमीटर कैलकुलेट करो। देखो नाउ dn square for liquid medium divided by dn square for n। देखो जैसे कि सेम रिंग है ना, इसलिए मैं n की वैल्यू यूज नहीं कर रहा हूँ। ठीक है, सो इट विल बी इक्वल टू 1 बाई म्यू एन रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स ऑफ द मीडियम। सो फ्रॉम हेयर dn square liquid medium equal to dn square air medium by mu l। ओके, और dn square for liquid medium equal to वैल्यू पुट करो, ये गिवन है 3 मिलीमीटर, सो इट इज 9 मिलीमीटर स्क्वायर डिवाइडेड बाई 1.44। नाउ calculate using your calculator। diameter of ninth order ring for liquid medium is given by this 9 by 1.44 millimeter, or it will be equal to 2.5 millimeter। So your correct option is option C। Question number 31, which of the following statement is true for nuclear forces। देखो एक बार ऑप्शन सारे चेक कर लो। दे आर चार्ज डिपेंडेंट, दे आर लॉन्ग रेंज, दे आर ग्रेविटेशनल, दे आर स्पिन डिपेंडेंट। और देखो हमें क्या पता है कि न्यूक्लियर फोर्सेस आर शॉर्ट रेंज फोर्सेस, सो ऑप्शन सी इज रॉन्ग। दे आर चार्ज इंडिपेंडेंट, न्यूक्लियर फोर्स बिटवीन प्रोटॉन प्रोटॉन, बिटवीन न्यूट्रॉन प्रोटॉन एंड बिटवीन न्यूट्रॉन न्यूट्रॉन इज सेम, एंड दे आर स्पिन डिपेंडेंट। सो योर करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज ऑप्शन डी। तो जितने भी सारे प्रॉपर्टीज है ना न्यूक्लियर फोर्स की, सो वो एक बार याद रख लेना। जैसे कि देखो न्यूक्लियर फोर्सेस सर शॉर्ट रेंज फोर्सेस, नेक्स्ट दे आर चार्ज इंडिपेंडेंट फोर्सेस, स्पिन डिपेंडेंट, न्यूक्लियर force also mass independent, okay, but they are spin dependent। okay, question number 32, neon decays into sodium by emitting a beta particle if the atomic masses of neon and sodium are respectively the maximum energy emitted electrons would be। देखो neon decays into sodium and we have to find the energy of the emitted electrons। So this can be calculated using the energy conservation concept। okay, for this nuclear reaction energy of the reactants should be equal to energy of the products। So energy of emitted electrons will be equal to energy of the neon minus energy of sodium। So this can be written as rest mass energy of neon minus rest mass energy of sodium times c square। okay, so now use the value of mass for neon and mass for sodium। 22.99446 mu minus 22.989770 mu इंटू सी स्क्वायर। देखो ऑप्शन में जो है ना एनर्जी इज एक्सप्रेस्ड इन यूनिट्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट, सो वी हैव टू कन्वर्ट इट इनटू इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट एंड वी नो दैट one atomic mass unit equal to 931 mega electron volt per c square। so use this relation। so from here 22.99446 minus 22.989770 into 931 mega electron volt। Okay, so calculate it now. It is equal to 4.371 mega electron volt. So your correct option is option A. Question number 33. The packing fraction of diamond with face center structure is. We know that packing fraction for diamond is 34%. और देखो कभी कभी ना ये पाई की फॉर्म में भी पूछ लेता है, ठीक है ना, तो वो भी याद रख लेना। जैसे कि वैल्यू क्या होता है, √3 पाई बाई 16 दैट इज इक्वल टू 0.34। सो योर करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज ऑप्शन बी। देखो ये तो डायमंड पूछा है, जैसे कि और बाकी सारे क्यूबिक स्ट्रक्चर है ना, जैसे कि फॉर सिंपल क्यूबिक, तो वो भी पेकिंग फ्रैक्शन याद रख लेना। जैसे कि फॉर सिंपल क्यूबिक इट इज 0.52 और पाई बाई 6। फॉर BCC इट इज 0.68 और √3 पाई बाई 8। and for FCC it is 0.74 √2 pi by 6। Question number 34. The minimum thickness of a half wavelet of doubly refracting crystal for a light of wavelength 6000 Armstrong is. For half wavelet, we know that the thickness T is given by lambda by 2 times mu naught डिफरेंस म्यू ई। ओके, तो देखो ये फॉर्मूला याद रखना पड़ेगा, ठीक है। सो जैसे कि देखो यहाँ म्यू नॉट और म्यू ई की वैल्यू गिवन है, जैसे कि म्यू नॉट इक्वल टू 1.55, म्यू ई इक्वल टू 1.54। Mu naught is the refractive index corresponding to O ray and mu e is the refractive index corresponding to E ray। ओके, देखो जैसे कि हमें क्या पता है कि when a light rays propagates through a half wavelet it introduce a path difference of lambda by 2 between two rays O ray and E ray। सिमिलरली देखो क्वार्टर वेवलेट के लिए भी याद रख लेना, जैसे कि फॉर क्वार्टर वेवलेट it introduce a path difference of lambda by 4 between the two rays O ray and E ray। So for quarter wavelet thickness is given by lambda by 4 times mu naught डिफरेंस म्यू। देखो मैं ये डिफरेंस क्यों बोल रहा हूँ, देखना और पॉजिटिव क्रिस्टल और नेगेटिव क्रिस्टल के लिए ये वैल्यू डिफरेंट होता है। तो जैसे ही देखना क्वेश्चन में क्या गिवन है, म्यू नॉट ज़्यादा है कि म्यू ई गिवन है, तो उसी के हिसाब से वो माइनस साइन ले लेना, ठीक है, वो फाइनली पॉजिटिव बनाना है। जैसे कि देखो यहाँ पर म्यू नॉट ज़्यादा है ना, तो हम ये फॉर्मूला को कैसे लिखेंगे कि थिकनेस फॉर हाफ वेवलेट इक्वल टू लैम्बडा बाई 2 म्यू नॉट माइनस म्यू ई। तो देखो ये तो क्वार्टर वेव प्लेट के लिए याद रख लेना। देखो हमें यहाँ हाफ वेव प्लेट के लिए कैलकुलेट करना है। देखो और वेवलेंथ भी गिवन है, ठीक है, वेवलेंथ कितना गिवन है कि वेवलेंथ लैम्बडा इक्वल टू 6000 आर्मस्ट्रॉन्ग। देखो फाइनली वो ऑप्शन में देखो वो मीटर में आंसर पूछ रहे हैं, तो आर्मस्ट्रॉन्ग को मीटर पे कन्वर्ट कर लो, जैसे कि 6000 टाइम्स 10⁻⁻10 मीटर्स। नाउ कैलकुलेटेड टी थिकनेस इक्वल टू into 10⁻⁻10 meter by 2 1.55 minus 1.54, it is equal to 3 into 10⁻⁻5 meter। So your correct option is option C। Question number 35. A light of wavelength 5000 Armstrong is incident perpendicularly on a plane grating having 2540 lines per 1 inch. Maximum number of spectrum that can be seen with this arrangement is. From grating equation we know that d sin theta equal to n lambda, where d is the grating element, d grating element, n is the order of spectrum, lambda is the wavelength of light used. Okay, so here we have to find the maximum value of spectrum. Okay, so for that lambda is given, lambda equal to 5000 Armstrong, and for maximum value of n we have to use maximum value of sin theta, and we know maximum value of sin theta equal to 1. So grating equation will be d equal to n lambda, or n will be equal to d by lambda. So lambda is given, we have to find value of d, or the grating element for this given question. Okay, and another one thing is given, that is the number of line per 1 inch, that is the number density n row, number of lines per length. Okay, and it is given that 2540 lines per 1 inch, and we know that 1 inch equal to 2.54 centimeter. So it is 2540 by 2.54 centimeter, or it is equal to 1000 lines per centimeter. So this is the number density, number of line density for the given grating, and we know that this grating element d is equal to reciprocal of number of density 1 by n. So from this equation, now order of spectrum n equal to d by lambda, or that is equal to 1 by n rho lambda. Now use the value of n rho and lambda. 1 by thousands लाइन्स पर सेंटीमीटर इंटू वेवलेंथ. अच्छा, ये सेंटीमीटर में है ना, तो क्या करो कि वेवलेंथ को भी सेंटीमीटर में कन्वर्ट करो. जैसे कि ये है 5000 एंगस्ट्रॉम, सो इट विल बी इक्वल टू 5000 टाइम्स 10 to the power -8 सेंटीमीटर, और it is equal to 10 to the power 8 by 5 into 10 to the power 6, or it is equal to 20. So maximum order of spectrum is 20. So your correct option is option D. Question number 36. An oscillating voltage V naught sin omega t is applied across a parallel plate capacitor with plate separation D. The displacement current density through the capacitor is. We know that displacement current density is given by epsilon naught del E by del T. Oscillating voltage is given, that is equal to V naught sin omega t. From here we can calculate electric field. Electric field is given by potential difference per unit length. Plate separation is D. So electric field equal to V naught by D sin omega t. Now displacement current density equal to epsilon naught del E by del T, that is epsilon naught V naught by T omega cos omega t. So your correct option is option B. Question number 37. The Miller indices of a plane which intercepts at A, B by 2 and 3C in a simple cubic unit cell are. देखो, Miller indices are defined as the reciprocals of the fractional intercepts which the plane makes with the crystallographic axis. So first find the fractional intercepts, that is a by a, b by 2 b, 3c by c. So it will be equal to 1 half 3. Next take their reciprocal, that is equal to 1 2 1 by 3. In next step find their LCM and multiply with all these terms. So LCM is 3, now multiply with it, 3 6 1. So Miller indices of the given plane is 3 6 1. So your correct option is option A. Question number 38. The planes 112 and 224 are perpendicular to each other, intersecting each other at 45, intersecting each other at 60 degree, parallel to each other. So these given planes are 112, 112 and 224. So the given planes are parallel to each other. They are having same Miller indices. Okay, so they are parallels to each other. So your correct option is option D. Question number 39. Which of the following plane will not be observed in diffraction from a face center cubic structure? We know that for FCC structure, HKL value are either all even or all odd. बस ऑप्शन चेक कर लो, जैसे कि देखो ऑप्शन ए 1 1 1 all are odds, so it is accepted. Option B 2 2 0 all are even, so it is also observed. Option D 2 0 0 all are even, so that is also observed. But option C 1 1 0 1 1 0 odd or even, so this plane will be not observed in diffraction from a face center cubic structure. So your correct option is option C. Question number 40. The output voltage across the load resistance of an inductor filter connected to a bridge rectifier shows a DC value of 20 volt and a peak to peak ripple voltage of 1 volt. The value of the ripple factor is. We know that ripple factor is given by RMS value of ripple voltage over DC voltage. Now DC voltage is given and peak to peak ripple voltage is given. So we have to find RMS value of ripple voltage, and we know that peak to peak RMS voltage is given by 2 root 2 times RMS value of ripple voltage. So from here RMS value of ripple voltage equal to 1 by 2 root 2 into peak to peak value of ripple voltage. So ripple factor equal to 1 by 2 root 2 peak to peak ripple voltage divided by DC voltage. So it is 1 by 2 root 2 into 20, which is equal to 0.0177. So your correct option is option D. So in this video we have completed 15 questions. So we will continue in the next video. Thank you for watching and all the best for your exam.